Hi guys, I'm back. Time is 8:10 in the evening. Right, I've had my dinner. I'm all dressed. I've just got myself dressed. I've got my polka dot dress on. I'll give you a long shot of that in a minute. A little black cardi as well. I've had some brilliant messages on my YouTube site, and I will go through some of them with you later. But first of all, what I want to do is I want to do the washing. Skippy's going to make my sandwiches tonight, and I'm going to do the washing. We take it in turns to do different things. So let me grab the other cup. And I've been trawling through my messages. Now there's one message in particular I've been trying to find. Now what happened today was I was at work and I found this message, and it was from somebody who said it's their 64th birthday. Could I give them a shout out, and that they feel more like 40? And I thought, right, okay, I'm going to leave that on my phone, and when I get home I'm going to write it down. I can't find it, guys. I've been trawling through my messages. I've gone back about 4 hours and I can't find it. So I do apologise to whoever that person was. I didn't get your name written down. I couldn't do it because I was at work, and I thought if I left it on my phone and didn't, what I'd usually do once I go and look at a message, I'll mark it off, I'll tick it, I'll put a heart and a thumbs up to it. So I didn't do that on this one. I thought I'll leave it and then I'll be able to find it, and I can't find it. I've gone back hours looking for this message and I can't find it. So I do apologise to you straight away. Right, I'm going to do the washing. And I did have some really good questions come through on my site. So I'm going to go through some of those as well. And one in particular that sticks in my mind. And somebody said to me, if you could take 20 years off your age and you could have been April then, what would you have done? So I got thinking about that. That made me think that the cogs were going, and I thought, well, 20 years ago I'd have still been, I'd have been married with young children, and I thought, no, I'd wanted to have gone back further than that. I'd have wanted to go back to when I was in my 20s, which would have been in the 1980s, guys. And the ideal time for me to have become an April then would have been when I finished my gay relationship. And I was discussing this with Skippy, because we both sat there talking about it. How would I have done it? The problem is that my life has been shaped by my experiences. I wouldn't be who I am today had I not gone through what I've gone through. And Skippy's the same. We were both talking about things, and it is true, you know, your life is shaped by what you've done, and I wouldn't be the same person that I am now today. I'd like to think I'd have been, but I wouldn't have had those life experiences that I've had. But if I could wind the clock back to the 1980s, say about 1985, I just finished my relationship with my gay partner, and that would be just before I met my future wife. That, if I could have done the change then and become April then, that would have been fantastic. But the only problem there, that was the 1980s. Things weren't quite the same in the 1980s. They're not like they are today. And we also had AIDS was looming at this time. AIDS started kicking off in the 1980s. So yes, it wasn't a particularly good time, but that would have been my ideal time to become April. But yeah, what would I have done? What would I have done different had I become April? Now, again, I was discussing this with Skippy, and I said I'd love to have gone around the world, actually gone right around the world. I know it's not the sort of thing women will do. I know fellas will go around the world. And it's one of those things because I've always been able to look after myself. Whereas as a woman, you'd be more aware of things going on around you. You'd be a little bit more cautious. Whereas as a male, you're more gung-ho. So I would have liked to have gone around the world. There's another problem there with me wanting to go around the world is, you know how travel sick I get. I'd have to go around very slowly. that's what I'd have loved to have done. Gone round the world when I was in my 20s as April. Before I would have always come back to the UK. I would always stay in the UK, settle in the UK. I wouldn't go anywhere but the UK. I love the UK. It's a fabulous country. I'll just move the camera so I don't get somebody else in shot. Right, that's it. So let me take the camera through to the other room for a second. Go on, off you go. Sooty's following me, and I can't turn the camera the other way because you might catch Skippy in the shot. I don't want to do that, so let's come this way. Right, we're all right now. We're in the clear. Now, I did write down on my pad one of the other messages, and that was somebody else wanted a birthday shout out. And I wrote this one down because I found this one. I wasn't doing very well today. And this was to Janice. So I've got a happy birthday message to Janice, okay? I haven't got an age or where they live, but I've just had somebody say, can you give a shout out? There's a happy birthday shout out to Janice. So there you go, Janice. I wrote it on my pad to make sure, but I couldn't find the other one. I looked high and low for that other one and I could not find it, guys. While I'm here, let me show you this dress I've got on. This is another one of those dresses I bought from, where did I get this one from? It was on Sunday I got it. I'm trying to think which shop I got it from. I think it was Wood Green, but I wouldn't swear to that. I only got one in Oxfam, which was the one I showed you yesterday, the zebra print dress. I'm pretty sure this was Wood Green. I went to Wood Green and I went to Debbie's. And what else did I do? Did Mind. So I did a few shops, but I think, I wouldn't swear to it, I think this was Wood Green, but I'm not sure. Right, let me show you. It's a midi-length polka dot dress, V-neck. It's got short sleeves. I put a little cardi on, but you can see it's got short sleeves. I cut those straps out. You know the straps that you hang them on the coat hangers on? I detest those. I absolutely detest them. Every time you put a dress or something on, they're always stuck out, so I always cut them off. I know you're all going to shout and scream at me and say, oh, you shouldn't do that, you should leave them on. They just annoy me. They just really annoy me, guys, so I always take them out. So this is my polka dot dress, guys. And the belt, now the belt Skippy bought the other day, and it says MK on the chain. There was a material waistband went round this, but it was the same polka dot material and you couldn't really see it, and you tied it at the back, so I put this on instead. So there you go. So that's what I'm sporting this evening. So what I want to do this evening, I want to do the washing up. Skippy's done my sandwiches for me, so I haven't got to do my sandwiches. So let me do the washing up, and then I can tell you about what else happened at work today. Put the camera there so you get just me, and I can fill up the bowl. Weather-wise, it's been glorious here, absolutely glorious. I drove to work this morning, and it was sunshine all the way. It was one of those annoying sunshines though, because it was really low. It had just come up, and it was shining on my right-hand side, coming through the trees. So you've got that flickery light as you drive along the roads, and I find that almost hypnotic, all the flickering lights. And I end up having to drive with my hand up like this to shield my eyes from the flickering light. And then when I finish work and come home, it's the same again. The sun's gone right over and it's on my right side again. So I've got the same thing coming home again. But it was beautiful. The sky was blue. There wasn't a cloud in the sky, hardly a breath of wind. It was about 12 degrees going by the temperature gauge in the van. I did flick the heating on when I first got going. But by the time I got to Cambridge, I'd flicked that off. But it was a glorious day, really, really nice. And it stayed like that the whole day. It didn't cloud over at any time. And when I drove home, the temperature gauge in the van said it was 31, but that had been shut up in the yard all day. So that had heated up. But the temperature in the workshop itself, that was 26 today. So that was okay. I had my fan on, so that kept me nice and cool. There you go. Is that better? If I pull the door too, I can put the camera over here, look. stop the boys coming in and out and keeps the flies out. There, how's that? You can see Snoop. Now Snoop's waiting for something in particular. You know what that's going to be. You know what he wants. He wants my apple pies. And I will do those after I've done the washing up. Skippy's done my sandwiches. They're all done there in the tuck box over there. Just by the can you see the coffee? There, they're over there. Right, let me get, I'm babbling away, I'm not getting anything done. Twist that, you can't see what I'm up to. Just emptying the washing bowl, which is just there, so I can put the cutlery in there. Right, that goes in there. Right. I'll put all the cutlery in first. I'll do the cutlery in the cup first. Right, that's all the cutlery in there. That goes there. That can go in the bin. And that goes there. Right, I think we're getting somewhere now. That goes there. 2, 3. Ah, right. Is that better? Gloves. Right, you know what tomorrow is? Of course you do, it's cheese day. So, it's going to be a hot day tomorrow, I think. There's hardly a breath of wind. I'm looking out the window, there's a tree, my next door neighbour's garden. And if I look right to the top, the leaves are hardly moving right on the top of the tree, so it's very still out there this evening. It is a clear sky, it's a blue sky, it is clear still, but the sun is going down. So I think it's going to be a hot one tomorrow. Actually, brilliant. I might not say that tomorrow when we're all melting in the workshop, but I do like the sunshine. We all moan about it when it comes out, but it is lovely. Right, I'd like to send a message to Julie. Now, Julie is one of the Sutton Coldfield meet and greeters, and she's just had an operation and she's recovering. Everybody's been messaging her today, so all the best. I hope you recover quickly and get back onto your feet again. Hopefully be all ready for when we meet up in October, because I'm going to do a meet and greet with my Sutton Coldfield family in October, guys. I've got a week off in October because it's Skippy's birthday. Myself and Skippy are going away for a few days. We're going to hire somewhere near Morecambe, just for a few days. And with that, because I've got a whole week off, I'm then going to also arrange to go and meet up with my Sutton Coldfield family, and I'll do that on a Saturday, so that any of those, because last time I did it on a Friday and some people couldn't come because they had to go to work. So this time I'm going to do it on a Saturday, if that's okay with everybody. But I haven't announced the dates yet. I'll do that nearer the time, and I'll do that to the actual meet and greet group. And so yeah, I'm looking forward to that. So all the best, Julie. I hope you're getting better. I hope you get back on your feet really quickly. What else has happened today, guys? Busy day at work. I was doing sales cars all day, so that was really nice. I think I did one retail job and then the rest was sales. So that was lovely. I like doing the sales cars. It's usually because it's a mix of makes. I prefer to do a mix of make vehicles, not necessarily the franchise vehicles that our garage sells. I like to do the non-franchise cars, the ones that we don't sell, the second-hand ones. I enjoy doing those. So I did some cars today. Did I leave one on my... No, I finished the car. I got my ramp. I actually finished just before I left, so that's all done. I've left it in the workshop for tonight, and I can pop that out tomorrow morning to get another job. So that worked out really well. My youngest sister, I believe, is coming back from Canada on Thursday. I think she went for 2 weeks, and so this will be her second week. Coming up to Thursday will be when I think she should be coming back. So once she's come back and she's got her land legs back and got her clock sorted out, hopefully we can arrange a walk, me and my 2 sisters, because I haven't done a walk with my two sisters for ages, and that would be really nice, especially if I could get Skippy involved as well. So we'll have to see how that one goes. I've got my miles in. I'm okay on my steps. Oop. I can hear the pigeons. I don't know if you can hear them. So yeah, it's been a really good day. I've had a lovely day today. So Tuesday tomorrow, halfway through the week tomorrow. So we've talked about what I would have liked to have done had I been younger, if I'd been able to come out as April when I was a lot younger. Yeah, that's something else. Somebody said to me, would you have been April then? I thought, well, no, because I didn't come up with the April name until probably, it was over 10 years ago, but not more than 15, so somewhere around there. And the April name came from a young lady called April. And I have done a video about this a long time ago about how I came up with the name. And it was a young lady I met, and she had had a really bad experience, and I really felt sorry for her, and she was a lovely young lady, and my heart bled for her when she told me the story. And so that's where my name came from, out of respect to her, because she was such a lovely young lady. So that's where April's name came from. So if I'd come out 20 odd years ago, I wouldn't have come out with April. I don't know what sort of name I would have come out with, because I didn't have a name on it. I hadn't named myself before then, but it's only after I had met this young lady, and I thought, you know, after her hearing her story, I thought, well, in respect to her, and she was such a lovely lady, and to pay her respect, I thought I'd take her name, and that's where April came from. Nothing to do with the month. Somebody else said that to me. They said, is it because that's when you moved into your house? Well, I did move into the house, but no, it wasn't because of that. Yeah, and that's when my marriage broke up the previous year. 2023 is when my marriage broke up, and that was in April. Again, that was nothing to do with where the name came from, the name I had before that. So, yeah, that question has arisen a few times. So that's where that came from. I keep loading on quite a few of these older videos now during the day, because obviously I'm at work and I can't do you a video, so I'm putting old videos on there for you. And I put one on today, and it was me walking about talking about my hair. I went to see Megan, didn't I? And she did my topper, the one I've got on now, this topper. No, it was the previous topper. It was the grey, it was the one with the highlights. No, it wasn't this one. I was thinking which one it was. I've had quite a few toppers now. So yeah, that was seeing the clothes I've got on there. And some of these videos now, I'm looking at them and they're like a year old, 2 years old. You think, oh my gosh, you know, and have I changed? Now you guys, if you go back through my videos and you go back to some of the early ones and you tell me how much I have changed, I feel a lot more confident in my own skin now. I don't shirk away from meeting people. Not that I ever did, but you do sometimes feel like you hide in the background. You don't push yourself forward, whereas now I don't care. You know, if I'm going to be served in the shop, I just go in the shop and I go up to the counter and I ask questions and I get served. Whereas maybe before I'd be a little bit more timid in going to stand in front of somebody dressed as April, but now I don't think anything of it. I just love it. And somebody said to me, you've got a problem. And I thought, well, no, I haven't actually. I haven't got a problem at all. The only person with a problem is the person who said I've got a problem. I've got no problem at all. So it's people's attitude. It's them who've got the problem, not me. And I do point that out to a lot of them. I say, well, look in the mirror. I said, you'll see that the person who's got the problem isn't me, it's you. And I feel that is true. Right, let's do this up. Right, this is my sandwich board. And I've just got the plates. I haven't got too much to do tonight. Had chicken Kievs, cooked those in the air fryer. Again, had to cook those for longer than it said on the instructions. The instructions said 25 minutes at 200. But I ended up doing them for an extra 10 minutes on top of that. And they came out really, really nice. And I had those with a salad. So I think I've finished the potato salad is now gone. I think I might still have some coleslaw left. I've got lettuce, got some tomatoes and cucumbers left. But I think the potato salad's gone now. So looks like I'm going to be doing another midweek shopping trip to get more salady bits in. When Skippy goes, because Skippy's going on Thursday, early Thursday morning. So April's going to be home alone. So I might start on a few ready meals, I don't know yet. Probably won't. I'll probably get some quiches, get some pre-cooked chicken, things like I used to before, and just do my salads with chicken or quiches. And that's how I used to do my cooking or my food before Skippy got involved. Now Skippy likes to cook from scratch, whereas April tends to buy partly prepared food and then accessorises, a bit like this dress. I've got a lovely dress and I accessorise by putting a cardi on, something to change it a little bit. So yeah, so when Skippy's off later this week, I might be still on salads because it's supposed to be hot. I think it's going to be a hot week this week, so I'll probably carry on with my salads. But yeah, I might get some quiches and things like that. I think I've actually got a pork pie, a Milton Mulberry pork pie. I've got some Scotch eggs. What else have I got? I've got some chicken nuggets in there. I've got loads in the fridge, so I'm going to have to go through it and see what I can cook up. Right, guys. I'll do the plates next. Come on. Oh, in they go. Oh. I will have to have an early night on Wednesday night. The reason I'm going to have an early night Wednesday night is I've got to take Skippy to Stansted Airport. I've got to be there for 5:30. So if I leave at 4 to get there for 5, then they can get their onward trip at 5:30 from there. So that's what I'm planning to do. So I will have to go to bed early on Wednesday night. So I might have to do an early wash up like this and then just go to bed, because I'm not going to get any sleep otherwise. Because I'll have to be up at 4 o'clock. No, I'll have to be up at 3 o'clock, set off at 4 o'clock to get to Stansted by 5. Then I've got to drive back, which will get me back here for 6 o'clock, which gives me just enough time to sort the boys out before I've got to go to work at 6:45. So it's going to be a bit of a mission getting everything done that day, but I should be okay. So I will be tired. I'm expecting to be extremely tired. But I've also got to, the following week, I've then got to go and pick Skippy up from the airport. I think it's 9:30 in the evening, so that one's not so bad because I'll be back from work anyway. So will that be okay? I can deal with that one. But this early one is going to affect me because obviously I'm always up early anyway, but not that early. And I won't get any sleep at all because I usually don't get to bed till about 11 o'clock, so I'm going to have to go to bed earlier. There we go. Snoop's settled down on the floor right beside me. You know what he's waiting for. Put the wheelie bins out. The wheelie bins are going out today. It's the blue bins today. There were some people trundling them past my back door earlier, which got sooty barking. So yeah, it's my blue bin tomorrow. I haven't managed to put my garden bin out this week because I hadn't cut my grass. My grass hasn't grown. It's very dry, my garden. In fact, the grass crunches when you walk on it. It's really bone dry. We have had a little bit of rain, but not enough to bring it on. So yeah, there's not a lot going on there. But I do need to start trimming back the next door neighbour's bush, which is hanging over my fence. So I'm going to do that this weekend. I'll probably cut the grass anyway, but it'll be more like a dust bowl when I do that because it would just be so dry. But I will cut it because there are a few straggly bits. So I will do that. I also want to do my car this coming weekend because I've got some bits for my car which I've had for quite a few weeks now, and I need to do that at a weekend. Well, it'll be a perfect time to do it this coming weekend because Skippy won't be here and Skippy won't need the car, so it'll just be me, so I'll be able to sort that out. That'll be really good. So that's what I'm planning to do, get my car sorted out on the Saturday or Sunday. I actually got a phone call from Peter today, and I thought, yes, he's finally phoned me, because I keep sending him messages. He stopped phoning me about a week ago because he lost my number, which I found out from his relation. So I went and visited Peter on Sunday and put my number back into his phone, and we tested it to make sure it worked, which it did. I phoned him, he phoned me, that was perfect. And then I've been messaging him since Sunday, and I hadn't had any response, but I got a response today. He did finally phone me back, so I know it still works. He hasn't cleared my number yet, but he will do. He will do it again. Right, that's that one. Trying to see where the other dish is. It's in the doggy's bedroom. So that's something else somebody said to me as well. They obviously know I've got a beagle. Snoop's a beagle, Sooty's a little Scotty. And they said to me, don't you take your dogs to bed with you? No. I've never taken my dogs to bed. My dogs have got their own sleeping quarters. I do love my dogs to bits, but I would not sleep with them in my bed. There's a place for everything. I know people do have their dogs in bed. My youngest sister, she's got a Labrador, and that will jump onto her bed and sleep on their bed. But I don't do that. I've never done that. So no, the dogs have got their own beds. I have sometimes slept with the dogs beside me when I go away. I have like a travel bed, travel box for them, a travel bed box, which I put together. You've seen me zip it up before, and I do that, and the dogs sleep in the same room as me then, but they don't sleep on my bed. I wouldn't have my dogs on my bed. They've got their own beds. So that's something somebody mentioned. So no, I don't sleep with my dogs. I do love them to bits, but I wouldn't sleep with them. Right, guys. Right, we'll do the calendar first. I'll just get the other dog bowl. Right, that's the other dog bowl. I'll wash that up in a second. I'll just do the calendar first. 2 dog bowls, then I've got a couple of recyclable bits, and that's it, we are done. That means I can do my apple pies. The sun's really low now and it's lighting up the wall beside the camera. It's really nice. Right, that's that one. Right, dog dishes. I've got to go to Ipswich in just over a week's time. I've got an appointment at Ipswich. It's a legal thing I've got to go and do with my ex. I've got to go with my ex and do this legal thing. I won't say any more than that. It's a legal thing, and I've got to go over. And I need to see what sort of outfit I'm going to wear. I haven't decided yet. I will wear, it will be a dress, but I'll have to see. It's got to be fairly conservative. It hasn't got to be anything too flashy, because this is a legal thing. This is with solicitors involved. So, and they all know me as April. They all know my former name because that keeps coming up in the paperwork. But yes, so I'm going to present in front of all these legal people as April. That'd be good. I'm looking forward to that. Right, just the recycles, which is these 2. And then I can do my apple pies. There you go. And last one. That's it. Apple pie time. That's the bit the boys are waiting for. Well, definitely Snoop. Let's bring that. Right, towel. The boys had sausages tonight. I did cook a load of sausages yesterday. I had a whole strip of sausages. There's 12 sausages in all, and I gave some of them to the boys tonight with their dinner. They loved it. I didn't do them any gravy. I sometimes do them gravy as well, but I didn't do any gravy. There's Snoopy. Look, and Sooty's just in the doggy day room. So I'll do it like that so you can see my boys. You see, as soon as I get the apple pies out, they're going to be over here. Right, here comes the bowl. Sometimes the bowl triggers them. No, nothing yet. No. Oh, there you go. That's Snoop. Right, Sooty will join in a second. Right, here come the pies. And here comes Sooty. See? They wait very patiently right up to the end. Something else somebody said to me is, how long have you had your apple pie fetish? I've always loved apple pies. My mum used to make some lovely apple pies when we were children. She'd make a big dish apple pie, a really large dish of it. And it would live in the fridge, covered in tin foil. And we'd have some each night. We used to have like evap. Do you remember you used to get tins of evap? Mum used to use evap. Used to have evap on it. It was really nice, really nice. But I preferred the apple crumble, and my mum made a wonderful apple crumble. And the house we lived in a little village when we were children. We had our own apple trees. It was almost like an apple orchard. This property we had a really big garden. There's a whole row of trees, and some of them were cookers, some of them were eaters. And my mum used to use those, and we'd have apple pies, apple crumbles. Oh, it's to die for. My mum was a brilliant cook. She'd make things like biscuits and sponges and cakes. Oh, she was really good. And you used to come home, and I can remember the cooking smell. You used to walk in the house, and you could smell that wonderful cooking smell. And as children, we used to sit and watch her cook. And if she was making, say, a fruit cake, she'd get like boxes of raisins, and she used to give us a little cup or saucer full of raisins. We used to sit there eating raisins. Or you'd lick the dish out. When she used to mix the cake up, you used to lick the bowl out when she'd finished. You used to use your finger and lick it. Oh, it's lovely. Memories, guys, absolutely wonderful. Right, I'm going to have these cold. I'm not doing hot ones, so we'll get the boys sorted first. So let's get the boys done. Come on in over here, guys. Come on in. Come sit down, Snoop. Here, Snoop, down, come. Sit down, here. Right, sit. Good boys. Stay. Yes, good boys. Right, the boys have got their crusts. Can you see Snoop? Yes, there he is. Right, while they're doing that, I'll get my custard out. And I'll put these apple pies away. You're okay, sir? You're okay. And that was something somebody else said to me about cutting up meat, about how you should have a dedicated pair of scissors for cutting up meat. There you go, guys. I have. Although I'm using them on my custard pot at the moment because I've just washed my scissors up. But yes, these are really sharp. These came with my knife. I bought a knife set, and these are the knives that's got like a bottle opener there, look. And they are really sharp. They're plastic. It's like a black plastic backing with the blades attached, but they are really good. Super sharp. You listen. beautiful. No, I'm not going to cut my hair. I'll leave that to Megan. Right, here we go. I'll just squeeze a spout on that one. Good boys, was that nice? Good boys. Okay. Right guys, put that in recycle. This one's got to go over here. I've got to grab a spoon. I'm not, like I said, I'm going to have those cold, so I'm not going to heat them up tonight. That's gone. Just need the spoon, and we are done. Spoon there. And have I got a spoon in there? I need a spoon for tomorrow because I always put a yoghurt in my box tomorrow, so that's done. So we're all ready. Right guys, that's it. I'm going to go and sit in the front room, eat my apple pies. I shall put this video on for you guys. This one's 35, nearly 36 minutes long. So I'm going to load this one up for you. It will probably take quite a while to go on. And then I will do another video when I put the boys to bed for you. So you can see the boys going to bed. But they're behind me there, look. They've had their apple pie crust, so they'll be settled now. Right, I'm going to sign out now. Love you all to death, and I shall speak to you guys a little bit later. Okay, bye-bye.